Bored of driving to work in the same car? Why not invest in a pre-war classic? We met up with a man whose everyday car is anything but.
It's a 1928 Model A Ford. They did quite a few different body types. This is a Roadster, which is a two-seater car with a dicky seat in the back to put the kids in, or perhaps a mother-in-law or something. Well, yeah, I do use it every day. The thing is with driving around the roads today is it's, generally speaking, very frustrating being held up by all the other cars. And actually what you want is something that's enjoyable and charming to drive at a slower speed. So I drive my Model A every day. I always check the water and oil. I have to think about a junction before I come to it because you have to double the clutch just like that. It takes a little bit longer to do things. It's not a problem as long as you think about it. It's far more interesting than spanking about in something that's going to get me frustrated, held up by other people on the road and be a little bit boring really. Why not recycle a car? Use something again and again. A vintage car is a car built between 1919 and 1931. I bought this car coming on for 6 years ago. It's worth now more than I paid for it probably because it wasn't in one piece when I bought it. So it's worth more now than I paid for it. And a vintage car and a classic car will hold its value. And if you're going to buy something to drive around in, then why not have something that maintains its value instead of being one of those modern cars that immediately loses a massive amount of its value the minute it comes off the forecourt. From a ecology point of view, recycling a car is a good way of doing it. Some vintage cars are very difficult. There's some vintage cars that are very rare. For the Model A Ford, they made 4.5 million of these things across the world in a space of 3 years. And in the UK, there is a specialist company called Saturn Industries that supply you nearly every single bit you could possibly want from Model A Ford off the shelf with next day delivery service. Now, that same service you can get for an Austin 7 or an Austin 12.4 or a bullnose Morris and a lot of the quite common vintage car makes. I've had an expensive engine rebuild and I'd probably spend an evening a fortnight tinkering with it. But I don't attempt to keep it in any kind of concourse condition. I just like to have a car that I can whiz around and have a lot of fun with.